believe how quickly it came down. I know you forecasted it and it was ready. We knew it was going to happen, but
and that's why it's called flash flooding. It happens in a flash. So water rises quickly and then it also recedes pretty quickly as well. And why it's very important, if you come across a road that is covered in water, turn around, find an alternate route. You have no idea how deep that water is. So, and the rainfall totals have been impressive, and we expect the rainfall totals to actually increase because we have more rain on the way that could be heavy. We still have the risk as well for some strong to severe thunderstorms. So Norwalk over 4 inches, just about 4 inches coming in from Stanford. Oxford at over 2 inches, same for Seymour. South Coventry 1.8 inches, and from Norwich 1.2. So within the state of Connecticut, central, southwestern portions of our state, it has been primarily the flooding that we've been tracking. But as we expand the view and look to our southwest, want to draw your attention to northern New Jersey. That is from Stanhope, New Jersey, toward around Troy Hills, where there's been reports of a tornado that perhaps reached the ground. So we're going to get more information about this. And there's also been some reports of some rotation out of Rybrook, New York, heading just north of Greenwich, of some rotation as well. So we do have a tornado watch that includes Litchfield, Fairfield, New Haven counties. This runs until 9 o'clock tonight. So something we're going to be watching very closely. But in addition to that tornado threat, any strong to severe storms also could produce some damaging straight line wind, and severe or otherwise, a thunderstorm also will be able to produce lightning, and that could be problematic, of course, this time of year when spending time outdoors. And given the ground is already saturated, more heavy rain is on the way, our greatest risk over the next several hours will be for potential flash flooding. So you can see on the state's only live radar, some rain moving out of eastern Connecticut up into Rhode Island. Fortunately, the severe warned storm has weakened and also been passing through the Sound there, western Long Island Sound, staying to the south of the New Haven metro area. Otherwise tracking non-severe, but some thunderstorms clipping the northwestern corner there of Litchfield County, Salisbury up toward Canaan. That is heading up into western parts of Massachusetts. So checking also river flood stages across the state. Green dot, certainly a great sign, but if we get additional heavy rain for the tributaries, the smaller streams and creeks that flow into the larger bodies of water, we could see eventually perhaps some flooding concerns near those bodies of water. That is in addition to the poor drainage, nuisance, and potential flash flooding that is also going to be problematic over the next several hours with additional heavy rain. So our flood watch remains in effect southwest Connecticut until 2 o'clock in the morning, but we really could see that potential anywhere where we've already picked up some heavy rain, or if we get storms that move over the same location repeatedly. So today's severe threat, you can see a level 1 risk, including eastern Connecticut, 2 up, say, through the western 2/3 of our state, the level 3 risk down to our southwest. Tomorrow we've got that shade of green, so a level 1 risk, and that is relative to a front that's going to be making its way through tomorrow afternoon. So in the meantime, you can see the waves of heavy rain moving through, embedded thunderstorms, lots of lightning, and again more activity to our west heading in our direction. So first alert futurecast showing initially what we're dealing with today is in connection with this warm front that's making its way through, bringing the mugginess and the unstable air. Then tomorrow we've got a cold front that's going to be making its way through, and along this boundary we're going to be watching for some isolated storms to develop. So tomorrow, otherwise a muggy day, and then a risk for some isolated storms. And then behind that front, we trend less humid. High pressure builds in for several days right on into and through the upcoming weekend. So later tomorrow, behind that front, the humidity levels will be dropping into the pleasant category, basically flatlining all the way through the upcoming weekend. So some good news on that front. So breezy tomorrow, breezy Thursday, less humid, and also quite bright for Thursday. Ample sunshine Friday, also Saturday. Temperatures as we head Friday into the upcoming weekend within a couple degrees of what's considered typical or average for this time of year, but we'll also get some pleasant mornings with lows in the 50s. Then beyond the weekend, a bit of an increase in cloudiness on Monday, a little bit of an uptick in the mugginess, setting the stage for perhaps some more rain and some thunderstorms by next Tuesday.
All right, Mark, thank you.